Hey guys, welcome back to Green Tea Guns, and today we're going to be going over the Goat Guns Scar. So, as some of you may know, I have already made a video about the Goat Guns AK-12, which we will be doing a comparison with this later. The Scar is a very infamous rifle. It's very popular not only in the real world, but in video games such as Call of Duty, Fortnite, and other forms of media at this point. Very well known and very distinguished among other rifle platforms, and for good reason. I mean, it's just a very sexy looking rifle, and I think Goat Guns did a really good job displaying that in this model. Obviously, it has the stand, pretty nice material, but obviously not the reason why you buy this. First thing I gotta say, the paint job is really nice. I love all the different shades of tan. The paint does scratch if you use it too much, but this is a display model, so you shouldn't be, playing with it too much. We'll start from the tip and work our way down to the buttstock. So up here we have a muzzle brake, which is actually detachable, so you can unscrew it. Goat Guns does make a suppressor, so if you wanted to add the suppressor onto here, I believe it does work. I'm not 100% sure because I don't have it, but if you wanted to do that, you could. So up here we have our front iron sight, which is just the notch inside the post up here. So I will say, even though this does fold down, which I do like that feature, it's pretty cool, it does kind of get loose over time, but there is this little screw type thing over here that you can actually tighten it up a little. So up here we actually have two rails on each side, but they have included rail covers here, which is pretty cool that they included those. They didn't have to, but I definitely enjoy the fact that they did. It gives it a nice clean look. And there is actually a bottom one that comes with this, but I bought the angled foregrip, which I just love my angled foregrips, so I thought it would look cool on here, and I definitely think it does. So up here we have the top rail, which you can obviously add optics to if you want. They also have the back iron sight, which, has a lot of detail for what it is, and it's just a little peephole that would align with the front sight. This can also fold down, but unlike the front one, it can actually be detached. And then looking at this in closer detail, you can see a lot of the markings there, FN Herstal, the caliber, and this is the Scar L model. So over here you have a mock bolt release. It doesn't actually release the bolt, but it does move, so that's a pretty cool feature. And then over here is the other side of the mag release, which if you flip around, you have the actual one, which you just press with any finger, and the magazine will come out, holding 3 of these dummy rounds. I will say the paint does chip pretty easily on these magazines, but either way, I do like the nice tan color. Definitely fits with the rest of the model. Back here, you have your safety selector, which is on both sides. So you have safe, semi, and then automatic. And one problem I do have is that it doesn't fully align on both sides, but both sides do work, so it is ambidextrous. Down here, you have your trigger, which you can pull. It's like the whole gimmick of Goat Guns, which is just so cool, being able to play with a Scar whenever you don't have at least 3,000 in the bank. So down here we have the grip, and it does have some pretty nice texturing on it, resembling the real one. So you can actually hold it with your fingers and it won't fall apart on you. So, and we have the stock, which has so many adjustment points like the actual Scar, which I'm so glad that they implemented all of this in here. So the first feature of the stock is this button right here, which allows it to collapse. Then you can fold it back and it clicks into place. This one right here is for the cheek rest, can allow the elevation to change. So if you have a higher scope or whatever on the real model, but you can mimic that idea on here. You have the adjustment of the actual stock length. So 1 being the longest and then 6 being the shortest. And it is actually a rubbered buttstock back here. So, it's not like this thing has any recoil, but either way, it's pretty comfortable to shoulder. The standard Ugg boot looking stock, but we love it nonetheless. So on to the main detail of the Scar, which is pretty much the main detail of all of Goat Guns, is the fact that whenever you pull this bolt back with the mag in and the dummy rounds, it ejects the shells and loads them. It's just such a cool feature. And then on this one, whenever it's empty, it does actually lock the bolt back. and then you drop the magazine, and the bolt goes forward. For something, you know, this small to have this much, like, engineering into it, even though it's not that much, it's still, like, just so cool. And for people who are, you know, gun nuts, it's just fun to play around with. So here is the SCAR next to the AK-12. I definitely think these are some of their greatest models. I mean, the AK-12 and the SCAR are pretty infamous modern rifles. They do have older ones, but out of the modern rifles, these are some of the most, like, well-known. And as you may have noticed, I did put an EOTech sight on here. Doesn't have a reticle, but it does have a piece of plastic in there to imitate the glass. So that is pretty neat for the AK-12, but this is not the star of the show. So that's pretty much all the details for the SCAR L from Goat Guns. I'm not sponsored by these guys, but I definitely love their products. I pretty much would say that this is an adult fidget toy because it's got all the functionalities of a real gun without actually being a gun, and it's just high quality, well made, and you can also display it whenever you're not, you know, showing it off or messing around with it. So I definitely give this SCAR a big thumbs up along with the AK. That's pretty much everything for this video. Sorry for the lack of content on this channel. It has been really cold and snowy, so hopefully whenever the weather gets nicer, I will be back outside making videos in my usual habitat. If you guys like this video, please make sure you go like and subscribe to let me know that you guys like it. Give me some comments. Tell me what you guys want to see in the future, or just what you think of this Goat Guns model. And feel free to go ahead and share it with your friends and family. That's all for this video. I really hope you guys liked it, and peace out.